Hello Airsoft friends, and welcome to this video today, where today we're going to be talking about banging, loud, explosive, like bangy, bang, bang, bang kind of like things. Not riffs, we're going to be talking about explodey things, namely grenades, because grenades are fun, they can really help you out of sticky situations, and they're really a part of, like, generally should be a part of everybody's kit. But, if I'm playing against you, don't have grenades, because they've killed me and they've made me sad, because I've been in situations where I've been like, they don't know where I am, and then all of a sudden the grenades come out of nowhere, and then I've died. And yeah, it's not too fun. But when you're the one with the grenades and you're using grenades, they can be a incredibly useful part of utility. Now, I'm not going to talk about smoke grenades in this one. I'm only going to be talking about explodey frag grenades, and there's a load of different ones out there. I think the most common one that you're probably going to see is this here, and this is the Enola Gay Mark V Thunder Flash. Look at that, boom, you can see that there. And this grenade works quite simply. All you do is you twist the top off like this, you pull that off, you take that end, you strike there, and then a fuse will get lit, and then you throw this, and then it'll explode, and then hooray, hopefully you'll get some kills. But the problem with these is that I find that these are absolute garbage. I have been in the field, and I've tried to use these so many times, and I'll strike the top, and then this bit will come flying off, and then I can't light the damn thing, or like this bit will get like wet or damaged, and then I can't strike it and it won't light, and I'm just like, what is the point, like, what is the actual point of these grenades? I have seen some people where they'll kind of like get a larger part of this, or they'll take one from another grenade, because I think that's like, what, like a phosphorus tip, is that right? It may not be, but it may be, and they'll have that kind of like clipped onto them, so then they can just take the grenades, take the tops off, strike it on themselves, and then throw it, and then everything is okay. But oh my days, like, genuinely, please, if you're going to use grenades, do not use these. So many sites sell these as their only option of grenade as well, and they just don't. There are so many, like, more often than not, these just break on me. And it's not because I don't know how to use them. You just go like that, strike it, and then you're all good to go. It's just because they're trash. They're absolute garbage. So yeah, please don't use these, especially if it's wet or cold or whatnot, because they're not going to do good, okay? Maybe in the summer they work better when it's dry, but yeah, I would not want to take these into battle with me. I do not trust them at all. The ones that I do trust, though, in terms of disposable grenades, because you've got disposable and reusable, is this one here. This is Enola Gay, but this is the Mark III wire pull flash grenade. And the difference between this one and that one is you don't have to have a strike service for it. You don't have to strike it or anything like that. You literally take your ring, you pull it out, and then the fuse goes, you throw it, and then it explodes. Also, the benefit of these ones are they're much louder. They're a bigger bang, which is something which is fantastic because, the bigger the bang, the more scared people are going to get. And you can use these as great distraction devices, because if you're shooting a guy over there and there's somebody over there, then you can take the grenade, throw it to the person over there, and literally get ready. And as soon as it explodes, you can run out, because the person who you were shooting at, they're going to look over the other side at where the grenade went off, and they're going to be a bit stunned by it too. So it can actually give you a really, really good opportunity to push other positions, not where the grenade is being thrown to. So yeah, if you are going to run something, run the Mark III if you don't want to buy a reusable grenade. And the cool thing as well, because it has got a ring pull on the top, you can attach it to yourself. So when you do want to use it, you just pull it down and you chuck it out, and then the job is a good one. Now, there is another type of grenade as well which you can get, which is similar to this. It's made by Enola Gay as well, and it's an actual fragmentation grenade, where it's a grenade shape, it's in black paper, you pull the ring pull out of the top, you throw it, and when it blows up, it actually fragments like bits of clay, I think that's inside it, so people can feel the hit as well. Because the downside with flash grenades is that somebody may be within the kill radius, but they'll be like, they won't call it because they're not too sure, or they think they're further enough away, or they're behind cover or something like that. Whereas if you use a grenade that actually does fragment and throw things out, if they hit somebody, then there's a good chance that they'll feel it and they'll be like, yeah, cool, I'm hit, I'm going to go out. So those grenades I find are a really good option, and often they're a little bit cheaper than these ones too. Like these ones are pretty much the same price as those other ones there. Maybe the other one's a little bit more expensive, and then these are more expensive again, just because they're a bit more complicated, and there's more explodey stuff in these ones, which make them louder. But yeah, these are fantastic grenades. But there is another option out there, another infinitely cheaper option which you can use, which I've been using for, well, quite a while now, and that is to get a BFG of some description, which I can't remember what BFG stands for right now. Big grenade. So maybe like that, potentially. And the one that I have is the Dynatex Dominator, like here, right here. Look at that, you can see. And what this uses is 0.209 shotgun primers. So literally the primer that you put in the shotgun shell, that when that gets hit, it kind of bangs and ignites everything else and then sends the shotgun stuff down the range. That's what it uses. Like literally like part of a real life firearm you use in here, which is actually quite cool. And in order to load this, what you need to do, you put your pin in, because that stops this top part from rotating. You unscrew, you take your primer, you put your primer in that hole there, just like so, because there's a little pin in here. And if I take the pin out, you may be able to see when I push this in, that little pin, that pin seems to come through. There you go, just like that. So, and what that does is that hits the strike surface on the primer, which then ignites it and makes it go bang. So once you put your primer in there, you then kind of screw it in upside down, because otherwise it will fall out. And now this grenade would be ready to go. So if I want to use it, all I need to do, I pull the ring pull out, and I actually added this Cobra Weave braid to it that I braided myself just to make it a little bit easier. Also, not just to grab, but also to find. Because when, you know, if you accidentally drop this ring pull, it's especially on concrete, it's really hard to see. And also in woodland time as well. So that's why I put that on it too. So if it's on my rigging, I can pull the pin out like this, take it out, and then I can throw it. And when this hits the surface like that, it hits the pin up into the primer just like so. And generally, any way round it lands, it will hit it. If it lands on soft surfaces though, this grenade isn't too great at going off anyway. And I've been using this both in woodland and in, you know, kind of like building indoor environments. Indoor environments, this works infinitely better. If you're using it outside, you really kind of have to throw it down at the floor or try and aim for like a tree or a log or something in order for this thing to go off, because it can be a little bit inconsistent. So you need to be, you know, just go outside, go to the site, practice with it during lunchtime or something, and then you'll get an idea for how good it is. But on soft floor, it doesn't really go off all the time, which is a bit of a pain, but you can still use that to your advantage. Many times I'll use this, or pretty much nowadays anyway, whenever I throw the grenade, I'm always ready to follow it up with an advance, because if I throw the grenade and it doesn't go off, people are still going to kind of retreat or run away because they're afraid that the grenade is going to go off, because there's a timed version that Dynatex also make, which looks exactly the same as this. So if you throw this down, they're going to look at it and they're potentially going to think it's a time grenade instead, so they're still going to run off and get behind some cover in order to not die. So yeah, whenever you throw a grenade, it's always good to follow it up and run around as well, but of course don't do it so quickly that the grenade kills you. But with that being said, I don't just have the grenade like willy-nilly, I carry it around. And for me, I actually designed and made my own holster for it. The first version looked exactly like this, and it was just a kind of like clippy holster where I put the grenade in. But now I've actually updated it and made it really cool and added a primer holder on the bottom, just like that. Isn't that sick? So what that does is, if you have a little cheeky look in the top, you can see I've got all my primers in there. And they're all sat waiting to go. So then when I want to have a new primer for it, all I do is I twist the bottom, and it falls out like that. And if I want another one, falls out like that. And if I want another one, falls out like that. So the idea is that you'll have it clipped onto your rigging or your belt or something. And when you use your grenade and you want a new one, you just put your hand here like this. Or let's say it's in the air. You put your hand underneath, you twist it, and then you got a primer in your hand. And then you're ready to go to reload your grenade. And that's it. They're ready to go. So look, boom, that's on there. Oh, look, I need a new primer. Click. And then it's in my hand. And now I've thrown it across the table. I want another one, click, boom, it's in my hand, just like that. And, this works such a dream in the field. Like, it's just absolutely amazing. It's so easy to get new primers out, because that's the main thing that's a pain with these grenades. I've tried so many different techniques of reloading it. I've run like a pouch, and I've had like my spare thingies in there, but then opening it up and trying to find one with my gloves on is a bit of a pain in the butt. But having them just in there like that, it's so easy. It's so much better. And also reloading this with primers too is super, super easy. All you do for that is you turn the bottom round all the way, because there's a point there where you see it is completely closed. It holds 11 primers in total. So what you do is you turn it half a turn, so all of those are open up in the middle there. We'll take the primers that we want to put in, and all we do is we just literally drop them all in and shake it about like that. shake, 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 shake. And then if we look inside it, you'll see that every single primer has now fallen into a slot, except this one here, which has doubled up in one position. So in order to fix that, all we do is we get our finger in there, we just move it out, roll it down, it will find its own little slot, and then half turn it back, and that's it. They're all in there, all sealed in there, and then you're all ready to go with all your primers in there again as well. And this makes using grenades like this an absolute dream. It's so much easier. Oh, I love it so much. Now, this is available on the website already. It's £16, which I feel like is an absolute bargain. So if you want to grab one, there's a link in the description below. And yeah, it's so cool. Really, really cool, man. Like, look at that. It's so easy to get primers. Look at, it's so good. Like, this is genuinely one of the things I'm most proud of from making, because it's something which is super functional and just, it works so well, and it genuinely does make Airsoft easier, better, and more fun for me to enjoy. So every single level of why I do this stuff, this hits it, and yeah, I bloody love it. As well, I just want to give a quick shout out to the Airsoft 3D Parts Facebook group, because there's a lot of cool guys on there showing a lot of cool ideas, and there's just, yeah, a lot of innovation that goes on in that channel. So go check it out. There's a link below in the description as well, and yeah, see if there's any cool things in there that you you know, sparks the imagination, and if so, make sure you join up the group and get commenting. And with that being said, that's this video. So thank you very much to all of my Patreons for supporting month on month. You guys are, yeah, helping the lights keep on and helping put food in my belly. So I'm very, very thankful for that. You are awesome. Also, a big shout out to all of my members of my StayFreshShoe Airsoft community, both people that watch this video, message in the comments, and join the Discord too, because there's loads of people in there chatting all the time about Airsoft and other things. And yeah, it's great to have all of you in there. Thank you very much. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Remember to call your hits, and I'll see you in the next one.